For over 100 years, the Butler County Humane Society has cared for and placed into loving homes the area's abused, neglected, and abandoned animals. Our No-Kill initiative was started in 2000 with a commitment of the board, our staff, and our community. As we are a non-profit, non-tax supported facility, the BCHS is dependent on private donations for survival. We hope you enjoy this episode of Critter Corner and bring your entire family to visit us here at the Butler County Humane Society.
A little bundle of love, 5-year-old Maurice makes friends no matter where he goes. A large dog and a compact body, his disproportionate size only adds to his charm. A favorite among volunteers, he walks well on leash and is always eager to spend time with you. Maurice would do well with most ages of kids and some other pets, so if you're in the market for a new companion, then Maurice could be the dog for you. With round, pinchable cheeks, 4-year-old Fritz has a face that's easy to fall for. While he enjoys attention and affection, especially cheek massages, he can be on the shy side and is easily startled around those he doesn't know well, making small children undesirable company for him. However, he may be comfortable with older kids and teenagers given the chance. A quiet individual, Fritz would prefer a home without other cats, as he would rather have all your attention for himself. A big bundle of love wrapped up in a petite package, 6-year-old Jackie is adored by all who meet her. Unlike the stereotypical Jack Russell, this Jackie is more on the laid-back side, preferring pets and cuddles to running circles. However, she doesn't mind a romp or a nice long walk once in a while to keep her girlish figure in shape. Jackie has the potential to do well with some other pets, but a home with older kids is preferred. When a volunteer found 2-year-old Kit Kat wandering as a stray, he was everything you could ask for in a cat: affectionate, attentive, and outgoing. However, the current family feline didn't approve of Kit Kat's presence, and he was brought to the shelter to find his forever home. Settling in took some time, but with the help of a few friendly faces and a couple of outgoing cats, Kit Kat has come out of his shell once again and is eager to meet you. He gets along with those of his species, but is skittish around dogs and active kids. At 7 years old, Georgia arrived to the shelter as a stray. With such a small size, it's hard to imagine the hardships she may have faced out in the world on her own. However, she is taking everything in stride and is slowly but surely coming out of her shell. While she isn't typically one for being picked up and carried, she is obviously appreciative of a good scratch behind the ear. Georgia would do well in a home without any children, but has potential to get along with some other pets. At 1 year old, White Toe is still figuring out who he is. At times, he can be reserved and a little shy, taking his time coming out of his shell with a new face, while at other times, he is an assured, purring kitty. Regardless of his mood, he is obviously appreciative of your affection, and it shows through his big, bright eyes. In order to help his confidence to continue to grow, White Toe would do best in a home with older kids, but would do well with other cats. Despite getting up there in age, 10-year-old Sochi has tons of spunk and many years to go. A favorite among volunteers, she is one of a kind, quirky, outgoing, and a lover to everything and everyone. Looking for nothing more than a few walks and pats on the head, Sochi is laid back most of the time, content with sniffing around on her own or lounging by your side. Since she gets along well with all ages, cats and other dogs, Sochi would do well in any home. 2.5-year-old Lyric may not be as vocal as her name suggests, but she's sure to sing you praises if you adopt her. A well-balanced girl, she will run around the socialization room trying to catch anything that moves until she wears herself out. Then she will gladly lounge around while watching the world go by while you massage her cheeks. Lyric gets along well with some other cats, but would do best with older kids as she doesn't always like to be picked up. The Butler County Humane Society will be holding a rabies clinic on Saturday, January 24th at the Alameda Park Garage. Rabies shots will be $10 a piece and will be offered between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. For directions and additional information, contact the Butler County Humane Society at 724-789-1150. Transferred from another shelter that ran out of space, 2-year-old Ewok seems to really enjoy his new environment as he loves making new friends. Highly intelligent, he knows several commands and picks up on new ideas quickly. Balancing out his brains is a spunky, goofy boy that wants to play with you and just be around you wherever possible. Although Ewok is friendly towards all ages, his level of play is best suited for kids over 15, so you can let loose and have fun. Spry and spunky, 1.5-year-old Tyler is quite the comical character. However, he wasn't always this way and is still coming out of his shell. Surrendered to the shelter when he was shy of just a year with his brother, his former home had too many pets. This means he didn't get a ton of human interaction, but thanks to staff and volunteers, he has learned to enjoy your company and affection. When the mood strikes, he likes to be held and enjoys to romp and play with you, as well as fellow felines and dogs, but would do best with older kids. At 6 months old, Leah found herself surrendered to the shelter due to her owner's inability to handle her puppy energy and size. Spunky and outgoing, she is up for most activities and loves to snuggle with you almost instantaneously. Already larger in size, Leah has quite a bit of time left to grow, making her best suited to a home with kids over 15, so she doesn't overwhelm small children. Leah has all the potential to get along with another dog, but would be too active for cats. 2-year-old Itty Bitty Boo spent some time in foster care, where she was loved beyond measure and became quite the cuddler. Now that she's back at the shelter, she's trying her best to show off her quirky personality by peeking out from under the newspaper of her kennel or pawing at you from a perch in the socialization room. Since feeling secure while being held is a must for Itty Bitty Boo, kids over 8 would be best, but she wouldn't mind sharing a new family with another cat or two. 5-year-old Parker came to the shelter after being caught running as a stray. An active guy, he has the perfect amount of energy if you're looking for a dog that will get up and play when you'd like, then settle in for some R&R after. At first he came across as a bit stubborn, but after he settles in and gets to know you, he is quite the sweetheart and wants nothing more than to please his new friend. Parker would fit well into a home with older kids, and he has potential to get along with some other animals. At just a year old, Roger has already grown into a fine young man. With an amiable, outgoing disposition, he boldly greets you with a welcoming meow or a rub on your leg. Spunky, and at times even a touch rambunctious, he enjoys playtime with other cats, tackling them or stalking them from across the room. With dogs, he is much the same, waltzing right up to them, then trying to get them to play. Roger would fit well into most any home. 8-year-old Amelie came to the shelter as a stray and is slowly but surely adjusting to the new routine. Though she seems to have an aversion to the men of the building, taking to them at a sluggish pace, she has little problem liking the women, instantly jumping into their laps and making herself at home. However, with a little patience, staff is sure she will come to love her male companions just as much. Amelie would fit best into a home without kids, but has the potential to get along with some other animals. A big boy with an even bigger heart, 2-year-old Oliver draws all your attention due to his size. However, it's his charm and captivating personality that keeps your attention. Bold and obviously comfortable with his surroundings, Oliver marches around like he owns the place, greeting everyone around one at a time. Expecting nothing but the best, he would fit well into any home that will give him the same attention and affection he's sure to give to you. A familiar face to some, 3-year-old Dutch has returned to the shelter after a brief stay at another shelter in hopes of finding a forever home from there. Unfortunately, he suffered some weight loss as well as a skin infection while there, so he is back with old friends and has been making more new friends every day. A highly intelligent boy, Dutch truly enjoys the company of people and has a high drive to make you happy. Although he doesn't like cats, he is a ladies' man and takes to most female dogs very quickly. At around 1-year-old, Callie has gone through much in life. Despite previously having a home, she had to be surrendered to the shelter when her family could no longer give her the care she deserved. At first, she didn't respond well to the transition, but now she has come to love her shelter companions and is a vibrant, spirited young cat waiting for a new family. Callie would fit best in a home with kids over 7, but enjoys the company of most pets, felines and canines alike. Wiggly and attentive, 3-year-old Reba is still young at heart. Always learning and eager to please, she has mastered most of her basics since arriving as a stray and has taken on several show tricks. This happy girl will do about anything for a cookie, but her true appeal lies in her ability to love you with everything she has. Once she knows you well, she is a loyal friend for life. Reba can be rather active, often seen chasing jolly balls in the yard, making her best suited for a home with older kids so she can let loose and play. 8-year-old Angie came to the shelter as a stray with a wound on the top of her ear. After it was obvious it wasn't going to heal properly, the tip of her ear had to be removed. However, Angie has no problem still strutting her stuff, drawing in as much attention as she can welcome by welcoming you with a big, bold meow. Her affectionate and even temperament makes her well suited for a home of all ages, though she would prefer to be an only cat. 4-year-old Preston was one of a group of dogs that was transferred from another shelter that ran out of space. He arrived there as a stray, and it appears he never received the training he needed as he didn't know any commands. However, his pleasant nature coupled with a desire to make you happy and seek out your attention, he is quickly catching on. Due to his activity level, he would do best in a home with older kids, who would also make an excellent companion for an active family. Originally a skinny stray kitty, 2-year-old Franca has settled into the pampered life at the shelter. With an obvious love of food and cat treats, she has packed on quite a few pounds, but that just means there's more of her to be loved. Looking for a home that will continue to treat her to the finer things in life, Franca will reciprocate the affection with contented purrs and meows. In order to preserve all your attention for herself, Franca would prefer to be the only cat in a home with kids over 6. Join Seneca Valley senior Molly Niedig as she helps raise donations for the Butler County Humane Society. Along with our friends at Family Bowl-Away, Molly has organized a family fun night on January 30th with special promotional prices for those who bring a donation for the shelter. From 5:30 p.m. until 8 p.m., anyone who brings a donation for the shelter will receive unlimited bowling or laser tag and a free soft drink for the price of $10 per guest. Help collect supplies for the shelter and enjoy a great evening from Family Bowl-Away in the process. With 2 kittens in tow, 3-year-old Jovi has already seen her babies get adopted and is now patiently waiting for her turn. As would be expected of a mother, she is calm and relaxed, taking everything in stride. At times, she can be reserved, watching and pondering before making a brash move. Due to her quiet nature, she doesn't always want to interact with other cats, but could adjust to a family with a feline. A well-balanced girl, 7-year-old Dixie arrived as a stray. Instantly a sweetheart, it was obvious she appreciated all the love and attention she received from staff and volunteers. With a nice balance between cuddly and active, she makes a good companion for other dogs and will gladly follow your lead in activities, just as long as she gets to join in. Since she likes people of all ages, young and old alike, Dixie would fit well into most homes, just as long as there are no cats. 8-year-old Angie came to the shelter as a stray with a wound on the top of her ear. After it was obvious it wasn't going to heal properly, the tip of her ear had to be removed. However, Angie has no problem still strutting her stuff, drawing as much attention as she can by welcoming you with a big, bold meow. Her affectionate and even temperament makes her well suited for a home of all ages, though she would prefer to be the only cat. Surrendered to the shelter due to his owner housing too many animals, Gus was given a good start in life and was exposed to everything from kids to cats to other dogs. Starting off slightly uncertain of new people, a quick pat on the head will start off your friendship rather easily. Gus would fit well into most homes with or without kids and other animals. Pensive and playful, 1.5-year-old Titus is a wonderful balance of mellow and active. However, he wasn't always this way and is still coming out of his shell. Surrendered to the shelter when he was just shy of a year old with his brother, his former home had too many pets. This means he didn't get much human interaction as a kitten. However, he has managed to make great strides and can be a snuggler when the mood strikes. Titus has also made several feline and canine friends, but is sometimes skittish with young kids. Craig was one of 7 stray cats rescued from the Butler area by a compassionate woman, all of which started off rather shy and uncertain. Soon, staff was able to see their individual personalities. Now 3 years old, Craig still takes a few moments to warm up, but has been known to hop onto your lap whenever he is in the mood for some lovin', once he is comfortable with you. Not one to cuddle too much, he would do best with kids over 5, but would love the companionship of another pet, especially another playful cat to match his personality. Starting off shy and a bit rebellious, 3-year-old Cody didn't know what to make of life at the shelter initially. However, thanks to the dedication of staff, he has truly turned a corner and has become one of the most loving cats around. He has even helped a few other nervous cats come out of their shells. Cody gets along well with other animals, dogs and fellow felines alike, and wouldn't mind sharing his home with kids either. Older in years, yet young at heart, 11-year-old Olive is hard to ignore. Calling out from her cage to you, she will meow and stretch her paw as far as she can. Once she's out of her kennel, she is as nice as can be, rubbing on your leg and purring affectionately. When you're not giving her lots of love, she is content to curl up on a cat stand and watch the world go by. While Olive enjoys the company of adults, she would rather keep your focus all to herself, making her best suited as the only cat and with no young children. Transferred from an overly crowded shelter, 4-year-old Custard is really enjoying the attention she is receiving from the staff and volunteers at the shelter. Although a sweet girl with most people she meets, she is fearful and defensive around other animals, making her best suited as your one and only. But she won't mind, as she would be more than happy to have your undivided attention. Custard also needs a home with older kids, as she can still show some apprehension from time to time. 1.5-year-old Tootsie arrived to the shelter as a stray. As unique as her name, she has a style and way about her all her own. Though she initially comes across on the shy side, she never objects to being picked up and won't mind some time curled up on your lap for a brush or cheek massage. During her stay at the shelter, staff has noticed that she gets a little shell-shocked with changes in environment, so a quieter home with older kids would be best. Adopted and returned when his owner could no longer afford him, Jackson has found himself in the market for a new home once again. Often attempting to act stately, he frequently blunders the attempt, tripping while trying to jump into a chair or giving in to his playfulness in a quick burst of energy by chasing after a string or piece of fuzz. Though he seems to be embarrassed afterwards, it's clear he enjoys everything in life and it's enjoyable to watch. Jackson would fit well into most any home. When Ivy first arrived at the shelter as a stray kitten, she was taken into foster care where she was nursed back to health and grew into a hardy cat. Now 3 years old, she is seeking a home that will allow her to adjust on all her terms since she was adopted and returned for hiding too much after a short period of time. If allowed a little bit of space and understanding, she will soon be hugging your shoulders, headbutting your chin, and giving kisses on the cheek. Felice came to the Butler County Humane Society as a stray. Staff discovered that she was already spayed, so she must have once been part of a family. While no one knows how she ended up on her own, she's moving forward and looking for the perfect home. During her stay at the shelter, she has understandably become picky with her people after seeing so many come and go, but she can be as nice and loving as the next cat if she approves of you, though since she can show some catitude now and again, she would do best in a home with older kids. The Elizabeth Taylor of the Butler County Humane Society may not be as glamorous as the movie star, but she's still quite the looker. At 1 year old, she still has some of her kitten attitude left. Whenever she's out of her cage, she likes to roll around on the floor, soaking up the attention she receives from her theatrics. An outgoing girl who seems to enjoy the spotlight, Elizabeth Taylor is a star that would fit well into most homes. Still young in age, 1-year-old Mary seems to have an old soul. Not much of an active kitten, she prefers to seek out your attention. From time to time, she still acts her age and chases around anything with feathers, though she would rather have a welcoming lap that she can hop onto for a cheek massage or pampering brush. Mary would still do best in a home with older kids due to her occasional kitty diva moments when she wants some time to herself. 1.5-year-old Ashley has matured into a spunky young lady with a love of playing and socializing. She will greet you as soon as she sees you by calling out with a meow and by reaching out her paw through her cage door. Once out of her cage, she shows a lot of interest in what's going on around her in a friendly, outgoing manner, making her well suited for most homes.